BrenTech here, where tech is made simple. A couple of days ago, on the 10th of May, on their tech community website and forum, Microsoft posted their top feedback summary for April of this year. And this feedback is in regards to user feedback and the Microsoft Edge web browser. And that is what users want to see when it comes to like things like improvements, changes, features in the Edge browser in the future. And in this post, Microsoft give us their plans and what they are doing to address these changes, improvements, and features regarding user feedback. Now, this can be basically broken up into three categories. The first is planned, and this is user feedback that is currently in planning and the progress in weeks. And then not planned. So this would be user feedback that's not planned, and these are changes and improvements and features we may never see roll out. And then quality areas, and that's areas they are actively working on in response to user feedback. So I thought in this video I would just do a quick summary of this post and possible changes we could see or never see in the Edge browser in the future, but I'll also leave a link to this post down below if you're interested. Now, in no particular order, users want an option to enable downloads to show at the bottom of the screen. So that would be very similar to the downloads shelf currently available in Google Chrome. And apparently, according to the post, this is moving from under review to alternative plans. So this is could be a possibility in the future. And a major area where there's been quite a bit of user feedback is in regards to the context menus in the Edge browser, where in the post, Microsoft say they hear that both the right-click context menu and the other menus, like your three-dotted menus, are too long, too wide, and don't offer any ways to customize. And then they also mention that they are working on these areas in Edge Canary, which is a preview version used for testing and experimenting. And I do post quite a bit of those Edge Canary videos on this channel. So context menus in the browser is an area where users want to see a change. Now, just head into some of those areas that are in planning and have been in planning for several weeks. In no particular order, once again, users want an option to always open favorites in a new tab. They also want another option to easily close vertical tabs, and also vertical tabs to be shown on the right side of the screen, where currently they are only viewed on the and available on the left-hand side. And users also want a search to be able to search for items in collections. And they also say that Edge should respect the default PDF viewer, and also the ability to close tabs using a double click, where currently you have to click on the X to close a tab. Using your mouse, users want to be able to double click on a tab to close it. And then also provide an option to prevent autoplay of video and audio when you open a website. And then also bring the tab set aside feature from Microsoft Edge Legacy, which is apparently been moved to alternative plans. So that's also another possibility that could be rolling out in the future. So bring tab set aside feature from Microsoft Edge Legacy. And then just to move on to the not planned. So this is user feedback that's not currently in planning. So we may never see these changes or improvements or features roll out. And just to mention these quickly, mouse gestures for common actions like navigation and tab close. Allow sign in to the browser with a Google account. Bring the reading list feature from the current version of Microsoft Edge. So they want the reading list brought back. Provide a transparent theme for the browser frame. And now this is actually something that is currently being tested in Edge Canary that I do know of, and I have posted on, where the marker effect is being tested for the browser, where it does make the frame a lot more transparent. So that is a possibility, although Microsoft say it's not in planning. Enable option to match Windows display language. And then the final one worth mentioning in not planned is make tabs more square and less rounded. So that's also another area in Edge Canary that Microsoft is working on making the tabs look more rounded. So I don't think that's ever going to happen where users want them to make tabs more square and less rounded. And then we move to the quality areas that are actively working on in response to user feedback. So these are currently in testing and are being worked on. So bring more extensions to the extensions store. Edge should use less memory than it does. Edge should use less CPU than it does. Scrolling should feel smoother for web pages. Scrolling should feel smoother for PDF files. Opening a new tab is too slow, and update does not always work reliably. So those are the top quality areas, according to that post, that they are actively working on in response to the user feedback. So I just thought this was interesting. So these are some areas we could see changes happening in the future versions of the browser, and obviously other areas that Microsoft is not planning to change at this stage. So thanks for watching, and I will see you in the next one.